Good evening, guys. It's Saturday, September 10th. My name is Dave Coker, and this is Talking About Finance, where you know the routine by now. 7 slides for 7 days. And I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Ours has been excellent so far. A little shopping, dinner at the pub, couple pints, and you might notice it's a cold day in hell today. Because I bought, get this, I'm frugal as you know. Although you can say cheap, you can say mean, you can say tight, you can say whatever you want. I don't care. It's my money and it's going to stay with me. But anyway, today I bought not one but 2 pairs of trousers. Levi 501s are my lifetime fave since leaving banking, and they're all I wear. So I got one of them, and since they only had 1 pair of 501s, I got a 511, which I'm eager to try out. Not familiar with them. Sales gal kept asking me to try them on, but I deferred. I told her both politely and truthfully, bad things always happen to me in those changing rooms. Don't ask. Ask me about the markets, and look guys, while the night is young. I'm looking at the S&P 500 and I see green. You see green. Few slots of red, but nothing too bad. And remember, my gosh, last week I said, this market's been beaten. This market's been battered. This market's been abused. Who does this, you ask? Well, my friends, I want you, if you're not buying stocks regularly, to look into the mirror. Are you without sin? I bought stocks on the 1st of September. And again, as one does, I bought Bitcoin and Ripple every week. Buy and hold. It's the only way to get rich, slowly, in this macro. So this week, the S&P 500 was up 2.53% of the week, and now it's down only 14.76% on the year. Can we do it? Can we hit break even? Let alone, my gosh, finish the year in the green. The VIX traded down from 25.47 to 22.79, so dropping a little, which on the surface is good, but it might lull us into a false sense of complacency. The price to earnings ratio right now in the S&P 500 is a little bit north of 20. Remember, the long run average is about 17. Let's not get too excited. Earnings are slowing. Although, to be fair, in Q2 we had a record quarter, but we know the forecasts for Q3 are coming in a little bit looser, a little bit easier, a little bit lower. The 10-year note's up on the week at 3.31%. It's up 1.8% year to date. Oil closed the week at 86.10, and now it's down about 0.9% week on week, up about 14.5% year to date. And as we were saying last week, there's lots of uncertainty, lots of fear in the markets. And times like this are the perfect time to buy. I mentioned it last week. Once again, you need to be buying something in this macro. People call me a psychopath all the time because I just buy. I never sell. Every week, every month, when the cash flows to me, it flows to the market. This is what you have to do, guys, especially in this macro. Cash is trash. So yeah, they can call me a psychopath. I don't care. They can say I'm insane because I buy on the way down. I don't care. What they miss is we only buy assets that pay us to hold them. So what's the worry? I don't get it. You got the cash, you bought the asset, you're getting paid to hold the asset. I think the psychopaths are the ignorant, those who will die in poverty, the people who are stubbornly sitting in cash, timid, afraid, fearful, they might lose some money. Well, my friends, that's what investing is all about. You take some risk, you lose some money, you get some return, some reward. And as we say in New York, you got to be in it to win it. Are you in it? Of course you are. You're a winner, I can tell. You're not going to sit by the sidelines. But let's keep a look at what's going on in the markets today, what me and my friends are talking about. My gosh, this is stunning. And I'm sure you've heard of the wealth effect before. This is Household Network. Somebody went back. I'm not sure where this came from. It wasn't watermarked, and it was on the Telegram channel. And we talked about this for about 2 days. My God. U.S. household net worth over 2 quarters, the average change. And look at this. This is stunning, going all the way back to 1980. We've never seen a drop like this. Look at the global financial crisis. It's about 1/3. And the gal in the group, she's over at CSFB, she ran the numbers. It's roughly 30%. the drop in the global financial crisis compared to what we're seeing now. Another way to look at it is we're roughly 200% lower down than we were in the global financial crisis. Now, you've heard of the wealth effect, I'm sure. Well, check this out. This is called the reverse wealth effect. Yeah, it's something to think about because remember, about 70% of the U.S. economy is driven by consumer spending, and they're feeling poor right now. The wealth effect works both ways. And Mr. Biden's pulling some tricks. You can see this is coming just in time for Election Day. Here we're looking at the spread in oil prices, and we notice that in the Asian region, they're dropping about $10 a barrel. This is really fascinating because people have this misconception that oil is very regional. It's not. It's a global pool. So when you see it dropping here, something else is going on the other side of the trade, someplace else on the planet. Really fascinating to think about that stuff. But in any case, Mr. Biden and his tricks, crude oil is falling rapidly, and it's down to a 6-month low. Indications are it's going to continue to fall. And we'll still pay attention to that. Of course, it's welcome from the point of view of inflation, but it's not welcome from the point of view that we know Mr. Biden is withdrawing oil at a rapid clip from the strategic petroleum reserves, and we know that once the oil has reached a certain level where he can't withdraw it any further, not zero, I think it's 200 million barrels. Don't quote me on that, but there's a specific level. They will stop withdrawing, and it's about a week before the elections. And then about 6 weeks, 2 months later, oil prices will soar again. So it's really fascinating to watch that. This is what I called survival spending. And now we're seeing some people in the media pick up the phrase that I coined. What we've got here is we've got consumer staples, consumer discretionary, and the S&P 500. 3 different indicators. Guys, market as a whole since August 26, down 12.54%. Consumer discretionary, stuff people don't need to buy, but they want to buy, down some 16.03%. And consumer staples, survival goods, food, stuff to drink, hygiene products, things like that, stuff they need to live, up some 1.34%. GDP, a real interesting one. You can see we're talking about real GDP here, not nominal. We're talking about inflation-adjusted GDP. And we've got some 7 previous drops, but what we're seeing now is just off the charts. These are totally unprecedented times for the amount of drop that we're seeing, roughly about 18% year on year. Absolutely incredible. We've never seen a drop this significant in terms of real GDP. It really makes you wonder what's going to happen with the U.S. economy. I don't know. I know there's safe havens, though. I think, as you guys know, 71% of my retirement money is in gold and silver. It's sort of going sideways, but I'm keeping the faith. But one thing that I'm still aggressively buying is Bitcoin. And we do have to be cognizant. One of my clients asked me about seasonality, and I've done a bunch of research reports for him. This is one of the most recent ones I sent over, an addendum to, I put it in one of the Talking About Finance shows, maybe 6 months ago, 4 months ago, about seasonality in Bitcoin. Yes, there's pronounced seasonality. And here's just the month of September. She wanted me to look only at specific months. And yeah, when we looked at September, oh my God, look at this. Yeah, usually, and what we're doing here is we're looking at a hypothetical trade. You buy Bitcoin on the first day of the month, and you sell it on the last day. How'd you do? Other months were different. This was unusual because in September, my God, September's a bloodbath. We've only seen 2 out of the past 8 months when September finishes up. Will this month be like that? I don't know. I always say every day in the markets is historic. Every month's historic. You just got to put your money down. And I choose to buy Bitcoin regularly. Every week, as you know. I'm keeping the faith. Hopefully you guys are too. And finally, Dennis Porter. He's got that group that looks out for Bitcoin, the Satoshi Foundation, and their public policy group in the States. And they're trying to make sure that the political forces in America properly respect Bitcoin and don't try to run roughshod over it. And he's very insightful. And this was absolutely interesting. We are seeing over the weekend a fairly good price up, gap up. in Bitcoin. Yeah, they've actually said some pretty decent stuff about Bitcoin, and they actually now are acknowledging about 80% of Bitcoin mining, I should say, is done through renewable energy. So all this garbage that you hear the media talking about how bad Bitcoin is for the environment, all the idiots that mindlessly repeat what they read on social media or in the real media without doing their own due diligence are complete fools now. Because even now the White House is admitting well over 75, in fact as much as 80% of Bitcoin mining is done from renewables, is powered by renewables. Okay guys, that's it for this evening. You're going to have a wonderful week coming up. Remember, if you got cash, get rid of it. Put it to work. Buy yourself some dividend cash flowing paying assets and get rich slowly. Look me up on Medium. I've been writing a horde of stories about how to get rich slowly buying dividend paying assets. And those stories, 2 of them have gone viral. Check them out. If you can't find me, go to news.google.com, type in Dave Coker, 2 words. I'll pop up there. Once again, guys, have a great weekend. We're about to go out again. My God. The night is young. We're young. Here we go. Take care, guys. Oh, dear. Excellent sound.